Hi everyone, Flora Sage here. Woohoo! We are started. All right, so let's wait for people to jump on. Welcome, welcome, welcome to using your intuition to manifest what you want. All right, so go ahead and type in the comments who you are, where you're tuning in from, and what your biggest question is for me about how to use your intuition and how to manifest. This is going to be a short class. Hi, Diane. This is a 30-minute lunch and learn, which we have frequently used. And it's all about you. I want to make this very relevant to those of you who are watching, who have taken the time out of your busy day to hang out with me for the next 30 minutes. All right. Yari is from Colorado. Hello. I was just thinking about you the other day. Hi, Walter. Yeah. What question do you all have for me about manifesting and your intuition? Rebecca from Matamidi. Yay. Ashley from Minnesota. Awesome. I guess I'm in a singing mood today. Yay. All right. Okay. So, what an honor. I'm so pumped to be here. Oh my goodness. Carrie from Iowa. Awesome. I love it. Okay. So, while you're listening to what I have, I don't even want to say prepared, because normally when I do these lunch and learn classes, I'll have like an outline, because we only have 30 minutes. Today, I really wanted to be, you know, what are your burning questions about how to use intuition to manifest? And so while you're listening to what I have, if you think of a question, type it in the chat, and I'll weave it into how to use your intuition to manifest, okay? All right, so welcome to how to use your intuition to manifest the heck out of life. I'm Flora Sage, if you didn't know that already. Welcome. If this is your first lunch and learn, welcome. It's going to be exciting. All right, so start into today's topic. I want us to do what I like to call a vibe check. This is so we can leave the outside world outside, and we can call in our guides, call in our peeps to be with us in this class today. So uncross your legs, close your eyes, take a deep, deep belly breath in through the nose, allowing your belly to rise and chest to rise, and exhale slowly out your mouth, allowing your chest to fall and your belly to sink in. Deep, deep belly breath. And exhale. Take one last breath in as we call all of our guides and guardians to be with us in this sacred space today. And as you exhale, open your eyes. Yay! Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, hi, Fabian from San Diego. Yay! All right, so intuition. What is intuition and what is manifestation? So intuition is one of the most, if not the most powerful tools that we have as a spiritual being here on planet Earth, really. It is our internal guiding force. It is our GPS. It is our navigator. Without it, we are flying blindly, really. All we have then is just what we can see. And many times what we see is influenced by our ego, is influenced by what other people are telling us and what we're telling ourselves inside about what is or isn't in our life. And so when you can recognize that intuition is your God-given gift, God or goddess, you know, it is a divine gift. We all have it. And when you get the power that you have in every given moment in your life, there's no going back. You're literally going to be like, oh, hell yes. How do I use it? I want to figure it out. And it's actually quite easy to figure out how to use. Mastering it, however, is a little bit of a different story. And that's one of the things that we're going to be talking about here later on in today's class. But I really want you to think about, okay, so how have I viewed intuition in the past? How have I viewed my intuition? Intuition sucks because I don't know how to use it? Is it hard? Are you wondering, how can I tell if it's intuition or if I'm making it up or if it's ego? How do I tell the difference? Well, one of the easiest ways to tell about how or if it's your intuition or if it's ego is what comes after what you get. Okay, so I want you to think of a question that you want to know an answer to. And think of a yes or no question. Join Flora's Psychic Development Program. Yes or no, okay? So think of a question that you want a yes or no answer to. And then I just want you to sit for just a moment and just notice what you get. Notice the yes or no answer, and then just notice what comes after that, if anything at all. So we're just going to sit for just a moment. I want you to ask yourself that question out loud or to yourself. And then you'll get a yes or a no. And then notice what comes after it. So how you know it's intuition versus, because intuition, get the answer. It just is. It's a yes or a no, and that's it. How you know it's an ego-based answer is if you get a yes or a no and then a laundry list of reasons why or why not you should or shouldn't do something. And the reason being is because ego needs to justify its answer. Ego is the one that's trying to tell you a story and trying to convince you. Spirit, on the other hand, intuition, on the other hand, is like me. Yes or no. It doesn't need to explain. So in tuning into your intuition, there is no logical explanation. There is no rationale. There is no laundry list of reasons why or why not. It just is. The answer just is. And it doesn't need any further explanation. So taking it a step further, where do we have information from? How is it that we can get this yes or this no, or even a detailed answer? So what the mechanism of intuition is basically you are receiving an energetic vibrational signal and you're acknowledging that reception. It's basically like tuning into a radio frequency where if you want to listen to top 40, you turn the radio dial. Well, you don't really turn the dial now. I'm dating myself, but you tune into the dial that plays top 40, or you go to that Pandora station, okay? Or Spotify. If you want hip hop, then you go to the hip hop station. That's literally when you're learning how to master your intuition, is you start to recognize the frequencies and when you pick up certain signals, how you pick them up, and then you start fine-tuning and shifting your awareness so that you can pick up on them every single time. Okay, but just kind of like the generalities without actually, going into mastery, is just ask very specific questions to your high self, which is basically where you get your intuition from. Simply ask yes or no questions, or very questions. The more specific a question that you can ask, the more likely you are able to get a clear and concise answer from spirit. Okay, so that's how you can just tap into your intuition. So going into the manifesting bit, all right? What is manifesting? Manifesting basically is bringing something into your reality. Let's want to manifest. I'll give you an example. I wanted to manifest that lamp, okay? When I first moved in here, I've got to point to it. It's backwards on my end. So that lamp, okay, all right. This area is all open space. So there's my kitchen. This is my office / dining room. And then I have the living room area. And then the foyer goes down the steps. So in that room, however, there's no light. There's a big chandelier here. There's a lighting up in the kitchen, but there's no lighting in my living room. And I was like, well, that's kind of bizarre. But then I'm like, okay, so obviously I need to get a lamp. And I want one that's cute, and I want one that fits my style. And so I started to just envision what type of lamp I wanted. And so all of a sudden I was like, oh, I want one of those beautiful arch lamps with kind of just this cute little shade at the end. And so I started to look online. I didn't really even know what to call them. And so I found that one, and I was like, oh my God, this is cute. Now there was a couple that were much larger, much more, but the space that it's in, it wouldn't have fit. And so I wanted a smaller lamp in that same style. So I found one, and I was like, oh my God, this is so cute. And then I went and I bought the lamp, and I put it together, and I put it up, and I put the light bulb in it, and boom, now I have a lamp. So that in a nutshell basically is manifesting, is you have an idea, you have a longing or a desire in your heart space, in your being, and then you start to let that desire kind of perp and say, so what do I really want? And then you get specific, and then you start to say, okay, so what steps do I need to take to create this thing, okay, or to bring this thing into my life? Now, a lamp is a really benign thing, okay? I needed light. I had the desire for light. I got really specific. What kind of light do I want? As you can see behind me, right there, there's another kind of torch. That one upstairs, and then I got a different lamp in, the downstairs. And so I didn't need that, so I brought it up here. And so when you think about, okay, so I've got a desire for light, what kind of light do I want? And then you start to get really, really specific. And then I'm like, yes, okay, this is the type. And then I narrowed it down from this size to this size to this size. And then I realized what size I want. Like, okay, how much is it? Who cares? And so I took baby steps. So those were kind of the baby steps that I took. And then I'm like, this store has it. It's this price. It's perfect. Let's do this. And they have it in stock. Let's go. And so I went and I got it, and it was perfect. And that's exactly how manifesting is, regardless if you want to manifest $1 million or if you want to manifest a $50 or $60 lamp for your living room. That's exactly what it's like. However, manifesting $1 million or cars, many times what happens is people get hung up on the magnitude of something. They get hung up on how big or little something is based on their perception of it. And I see this all the time when it comes to money. Money is a neutral resource. Money is just like this bottle of water. So this bottle of water, $2 or $3. So, and if I had $2 or $3 cash, then, if I were to say, hey, manifest $3, some people would all of a sudden go, eh. But then if I said, okay, manifest a bottle of water, they'd be like, oh, hell yeah. And it'd be so much easier. Okay, manifest a bag of oranges. Okay, manifest, $1,000. And all of a sudden, people get freaked out. So when you recognize you want to manifest that's emotionally charged for you, then that will help you be able to recognize where you need to do the work, okay? Because if you see this bottle of water and you're like, it's a bottle of sparkling water. Okay, sure, whatever. It's no big deal to manifest it. But when all of a sudden you see $100 bill, you're all of a sudden like, oh, how do I manifest that? Am I worthy? And we start telling us all these stupid stories. And it is stupid because it's ego-based. Ego tries to keep you stuck. Ego tries to keep you in this little tiny box of that you weren't in. Okay, my tribe, all y'all, you are meant for great things. You are meant for more. You all are high-achieving people who basically are in it to win it. And so I want you to think about the one thing that you want to manifest in your life, and I want you to put it in the comments below. Hi, Pamela. And I want you to put it in the comments below, or I'm sorry, not below, but on the side. What do you want to manifest today? What do you want to manifest right now? And put it into the comments so that I can help you action on how to manifest it. Very good sparkling water, by the way. And this is one of the things that is so vitally important, is when we think about what we want to manifest and we look at any qualifiers or disclaimers, which is something that I talk about in my Manifesting Made Easy program. But when we think about qualifiers, is I want to manifest a car, but I don't want to have to pay for the car insurance. Well, you have to pay for car insurance regardless, because that's the law. If you want to manifest a car, but you don't want to make payments, okay, manifest a lump sum. If you want to go to college, do you want to take classes? Do you actually want to go and attend those classes? So Ashley says, I want to manifest a child. Okay, so what emotional charge does that child have for you? Is it, do you feel worthy of having a child? Do you feel frustrated? I want those ego ups and ego-based excuses and stories that are telling you why you haven't had a child yet. Okay, so I want you to think about that and then let me know if it's a neutral, if you're just like, yeah, I don't have any excuses, I don't have any ego-based things that are coming in, my husband and I just decided, or my partner and I just decided we want to have a child, we haven't started yet, or have you been trying for years and you got all this frustration? So really think about what's the story behind what it is that you want to manifest. Play into how's up as well. Yari said, can one manifest non-material things such as willpower or strength? Absolutely. You manifest. Nothing is solid. This bottle of water just looks solid because it's moving at a slower frequency. Everything in the entire universe that we know of is made up of energy and matter. And so even though I appear to be solid and this wall appears to be solid, it's not. It's just moving at a slower frequency. And so thought forms, energy forms, psychic information, it's all vibrating at different frequencies. And what happens is when you manifest a car, that you can see. When you say, I want to manifest being anxiety-free, then that is an essence of a way of being, or, you know, willpower or strength. Okay, be more specific. What type of willpower in regards to what part of your life? Strength, is that physical strength? Is that spiritual strength? Is that mental strength? Is that emotional? Again, get as big as you possibly can be, and then look at your story that you have around that particular thing. Rebecca says, studio/recording engineer to produce my album and finish the project. Perfect. Okay. So are you self-publishing? Because if you're self-publishing, you can actually, you can get Adobe Sound Booth, and you can do all the mixing. There's actually tutorials online. You can do it all yourself. You can use GarageBand. There's a ton of things. So what you can do, again, is to look at, okay, so what store yourself around studio/recording engineer to produce your album? Is it kind of something that you're thinking, oh, it's going to be easy, it's going to be great, or you've got all these things like, oh my gosh, I need to rent the studio space, I need to do this, and I need to do that. So, or is it kind of a mixed bag, kind of a hodgepodge of things? So give yourself permission, all of you, to be able to just spell out and really ask yourself, what specifically do I want to manifest? And again, get uber specific, because the more specific be, the easier you're able to decipher what's ego and what's intuition. Now, the intuition bit, it's going to feel fluid, but 99.9% of the time, intuition is going to say, boom, this is the next step. Okay? Actually, all the time it's going to say this is the next step, but 99.9% of the time it's going to be just outside of your comfort zone, and you're going to be like, shit, I don't want to do comfortable or used to doing. Well, yeah, because if you were, you know, used to doing all these things, you would already have what it is that you want. In order to get something different, you need to do something different, okay? So notice when you get that next step from spirit. So, okay, this is what I want. I'm really clear about my story. I've really looked at the blocks that I have. I'm really looking at these disclaimers and qualifiers. And I'm really asking myself, do I really want this? Why do I want this? Get very clear. And then you're great. This feels totally in alignment. Okay, what's the next step? And spirit will come in. Your intuition, your high self will come in and drop this little nugget of, okay, Research what kind of lamp you want, okay? Literally, this is exactly the same thing. Manifesting a child, manifesting this engineer, manifesting willpower. It's exactly the same as manifesting a lamp. The charge that we put behind it is ego-based. It is all ego-based because we give it meaning. And things and these, you know, specific realities have meaning because we give it meaning. We project a meaning onto it. So if you are feeling emotionally charged about something, give yourself permission to change the meaning. Just change it. Decide that you want something different, okay? Let me know if this is all resonating with you. Say hell yes, you know, put hell yes in the comments, put yes in the comments. If this is making sense, if this resonates with you. Pamela said, learning more, Claire. Well, Pamela, you are in luck. We're actually enrolling today. We actually have pre-enrollment, early bird enrollment actually for my psychic development program, which we're going to talk about in just a little bit. But yes, it's very easy for us to want all the Claires right now, all the time. But the truth of the matter is we all have a certain Claire that is resonating with us already. My very that I to know, even with a little bit of resistance, was the feeling Claire. Now, when I used to feel, well, I still feel, but when I used to feel in a room that it was funky, just had just a really weird energy, I'm like, it just feels weird in here. And so then I would change it. I didn't know how I changed it, but I just changed the room so that it felt more comfortable. So feeling that the Claire, AKA the feeling, is also known as being clairsentient. Okay, we're feeling creatures. We're experiencing all the vibrations, and where interpretations are. So we all dominant Claire. That was my very first Claire that I came to know. Now, all of you have your own Claires that you can most of the time identify with, saying, yeah, there was this time where I just saw this picture in my head, which is called clairvoyance. You saw this picture and you knew something was going to happen, then all of a sudden it happened, okay? The clairsentient feeling that something was going to happen. And then all of a sudden, you maybe had just this knowing that something was going to happen. That's the claircognizant. You're just like, I just knew. I didn't know how I knew, but I knew. You know what I'm saying? And then some of you have clairaudient, which you hear things. You maybe heard a story, or you heard, something, and then all of a sudden all this stuff happens. And so you're going to recognize when you have your main Claire, the key is to master that one first. And then the cool part, and this is so freaking awesome, is when you master your main natural Claire, that just is part of who you are. And that's why people kind of get confused, is because they're like, well, I've always done that. Yes, that is your natural, God-given, spirit-led Claire that you were meant to master first. And then the cool part is once you master everything else, literally just fall into place, and they just start to stack on top of each other, which is so, so, so exciting. And we actually get all into this. We get all up in there in my psychic development program. So hang tight, because I'm going to tell you about that in just a second. So Ashley said, we've been trying to for years, and I feel guilty that it's not happening and starting to not feel like I'm worthy. It's frustrating to see others conceive so easily. Okay, so Ashley, I would recommend that you rewrite your story about this, that you rewrite your story. And remember, manifest. Our job, our only job, is to figure out what do I really want to manifest? And you really need to get very clear about your why. Do you want to manifest a baby for your partner? Do you want to manifest it for yourself? And why do you want to manifest it for yourself? Do you want to love and care and nurture this little creature? Or is it just kind of keeping up with the Joneses? You know, I know many people who all their friends start having babies and they think, well, that's just the thing to do. And then they have babies and then they realize I wanted a baby and now I hate it, you know? And so you don't have to have kids. Nobody has to do anything that anybody else is doing. So get really super clear with your why. And then also ask yourself, what is this this manifestation, if I do get pregnant, if I do have the baby and the baby lives, how is this going to impact my life? And am I okay with this? Because a lot of the times these unspoken fears keep us from manifesting, especially a child, okay? Are terrified. People are terrified of having a stillborn baby. Some people are terrified of having a miscarriage. Address it. Address it. If it triggers you, good. Say, okay, obviously I'm being triggered. I need to look at this, and give yourself permission to look at what's triggering you. Look at the fear. Look at what's going on inside and address it. And the beautiful thing is that when you address it and you clear that fear, it starts to manifest so fast, but you've got to be willing to recognize what is triggering you, story that you've living for the last couple years, okay? So give yourself permission to just rewrite your story, and just write your story as it is. And I would recommend writing it, because something happens when you bring something inside and you translate it out into the written word. You see your reality in a certain translation, and it's based on the energy that you're holding as you're translating your story out into the real world and out onto paper. So write your story down as it is, and then look for any hot spots. Look for anything, any trigger is causing you to feel that drop in your energy, or maybe feeling guilt, or maybe feeling, well, maybe I'm not ready, or maybe this is something that my in-laws want, but I really don't. And I'm kind of succumbing to the pressure, you know. Get really clear. But if you're like, oh, hell yes, I absolutely want this baby, then again, that's all we have to do, is we have to be able to be willing to get super, 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 super specific. And then once you're specific, all you have to do then, universe, to say, all right, the how and the when is the universe's job, okay? The how you get it and when you get it, that's not on you. You just have to be ready and willing to take those baby steps. Now, the universe is in constant motion. It's in constant motion. And so a lot of people think that when they want to manifest something, they say, okay, this is what I want to manifest. And then they sit there and just wait, and they don't take any steps forward. And that's not how the universe works. The universe is not static like that. The universe, and so when you get really specific and you say, all right, this is what I want to manifest, then you tap into your intuition and say, okay, peeps, what's the next step for me to take? Boom, you're going to get another step, and then you're going to get another step. Once you take each step, it's going to move you closer and closer and closer. That is how the universe works. We are in constant motion, constant motion. And so Pamela said, what's the best way to manifest a medium mentor? Well, Pamela, you are in the right place. So all of you, I've got a lot of people that are saying, hell yes, this is awesome. I totally resonate with this. Yes, 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 yes. Awesome. So, what we've talked about today literally is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to manifesting and when it comes to mastering your intuition. And last week, we polled my people and asked you what program you wanted to see me launch next. And it was almost a dead tie between the Psychic Development Program and the Manifesting Made Easy program. And so I sat with my peeps, I sat with Spirit, and I said, all right, peeps, well, how can I serve my people the most? And how they said, do this free class, but then also encourage them to join the program. And then when it's finished, we're actually going to be enrolling in the Manifesting Made Easy program. And so I sat with it and asked the reason why. And simply because when you go into manifesting and you haven't mastered your intuition, there's a lot of the time that people start to question what it is that they're getting and question the baby steps needed to move towards that thing that they want to manifest. Because most of the time we're manifesting something bigger than a lamp, and usually there's a charge with it or to it, or finding a person perfect to work on your project. And so when you give yourself permission to just say, yes, I totally am worthy of mastering my intuition. I'm totally worthy of making that investment in myself, in my time, and during my day, to sit and study what intuition is, to play around with it, to build a framework for it, so that when you actually do have a question, you get the answer. And you know beyond a shadow of a doubt exactly what that answer is and what the next step forward. Rebecca said, forget to ask for the next baby step. Perfect. Put in, well, it's not perfect that you get overwhelmed, but it's perfect that you made this aha moment, and you have the awareness, because the awareness of the awareness, kind of that double awareness, is key. When you are aware of any cycle that you're in, right there, just by observation, it's going to shift. It meaning your situation. And so when you're aware that you're overwhelmed, when you're aware that all of a sudden you're just like, oh my God, yes, this is absolutely it, then you can kick yourself out of the cycle, out of that loop. Perfect. Ashley said, thank you. That explanation helped me see what I might be doing wrong more clear. Well, you're not doing anything wrong. That's just the thing, is that when we manifest and we don't get what we are manifesting, there's nothing that we're doing wrong. It's just we're showing up how we thought we should show up. And then all of a sudden we have an awareness of something of, oh, wait a minute, I can do this in a little bit of a different way. Perfect. So the 2 years have been a beautiful experience for you, simply because it taught you your dedication and how committed you are to actually conceiving a child. That's huge. Some people just give up after like 6 months or a year. They're like, whatever. Obviously, I'm not meant to have one. But those people who are really committed, you're like, yes, 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 yes. Yari says, I see Tank. Yes. Tank. Hi, sweetie. Cute. Oh my God. You're so sweet. He's like, what? I'm in my nap time. Anyway. But when you're thinking about manifesting, again, just remind yourself you're not doing anything wrong. It's a constant tweakage. Tweakage, that's not even a word. You're constantly tweaking what it is that you're doing, and you're just checking in with yourself. It's that internal check. And that's the beautiful thing about learning how to master your intuition, is recognizing, okay, perfect. This doesn't feel good. This does feel good. This feels fluid. This doesn't feel fluid. And I'm just going to keep going with what feels fluid. So if you want to master your intuition, if you want to learn how to recognize what your skills are, what your gifts are, what your abilities are, I would encourage you to check out the program that I have. So I've actually just posted 3 links in the comments. The first one, if you know you're like, hell yes, I want to join Flora's psychic program, I want to be a certified psychic, click the link that says certified track. If you are not quite sure if you want to be certified, but you know you absolutely want to take the program, go ahead and click non-certified track. Quite sure, and you can go ahead and click on find out more. It's the one that's florsage.com/SECLVL1. It used to be called level 1. Now it's just my psychic development program. So click those links and check it out, because this is one of the things that when I have this program live and I bring people through this program, what happens is people's lives change. When you know what your intuition is, when you master your intuition, when you really know how it shows up on a daily basis, your life is literally no longer a guessing game. You start to make very clear decisions very quickly. They're sound, and then you know beyond what you've done is perfect. You're like, oh, hell yes. And you start to see these shifts and these changes in your lives that are unlike anything else. And that's the one thing that I've heard time and time and time and time and time and time again from people who have taken this program is, my life looks completely different now. And I show up so differently in my life. I'm so much more confident. I've had some people say that I sleep better now because I know I've made decisions for me. So if you want to go to bed tonight saying, yes, I made the right decision, click the link and join the program. Click the link and start. Now, the cool thing also about this, I'm super pumped, okay? We had a really powerful live class in February. What this program is for you today is an instant access to that program. It's so epic, so you don't have to wait for the enrollment period to end. We're actually going to be enrolling today through the 22nd. But regardless of when you're, click the link and start immediately. You don't have to wait. Literally, you get instant access to the entire program. Oh, I am so pumped about that. So you don't have to wait. This is like literally instant, satisfaction. You've manifested this instantly. You don't have to wait for classes to start. They start the moment that you enroll. You can click the link. You're going to get the first, email saying, hey, welcome to the program. Here's the link to the private Facebook group. Here's the link to the program page. Bam, you can enroll today. So, let me see. You already said we would send out a link or an email about the program. Yep, it's right here. Go ahead and click on it. Yay! All right. What other questions do you all have for me about the program, Pamela? What other questions do you have for me about the program, about manifesting? We're getting close to time. Thank you, Pamela. Yes, I am very quirky, and I absolutely love that about myself. For years, I stifled that because I would get a lot of criticism. And, I know who I am. And if somebody doesn't like that, then that's not my own. Anywho, so what other questions do you have for me about manifesting and about using your intuition to manifest? Again, get very, 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 very specific about what you really want to manifest in your life, okay? Very specific. Okay, actually, first, rewind. Test out your high self voice. So ask yourself a couple questions and notice the answer. When you get a yes or a no, or when you just get a single answer and you hear a laundry list of reasons why or why not, that's ego. That's an ego-based answer. But when you get, boom, this is the answer, and it just is, there's no explanation, there's no supporting evidence, okay, that right there, it's intuition. That's your high self. That source and guidance within. Yes, this is the answer. Okay, test it out, and keep doing this daily until it becomes habit, okay? Then you can say, okay, what do I want to manifest? Okay, I want to manifest a car. All right, be more specific. What kind of a car? 2-door, 4-door, hatchback, SUV, truck, off-roading vehicle, whatever, like those big monster trucks or whatever. Get really specific. What color, what make, model, like the whole shebang, okay? And then say, okay, this is what I want to manifest. What's have around this? Manifesting, is it a hell yes? Or is it like, yeah, but, and then you have all these yeah, but yabbits, okay? So start to pick apart the story, pick apart the yeah, but this and yeah, but that. Pick it apart. Disassemble it. If you're getting triggered, good. That means you got stuff to work on, which is fabulous. Use your intuition to work on it. Okay, so if I were to clear this, one way that I could clear this story would be, and then fill in the blank, okay? And so permission to just be a receptivity from spirit to guide you. And again, you're just going to feel the answer, or you're just going to hear it, just depending on what your natural clair is. And then just go with the flow. And when you've picked apart your story and you've been really brutally honest with yourself, because I got to tell you, if you're not honest with yourself, you're not going to be honest with anybody else in your life, okay? You've got to just pick it apart and say, where I need to call bullshit on my own excuses, okay? Call bullshit on your own excuses and say, all right, I'm going to pick this apart. And then, you get rid of all those disclaimers. Yeah, when I get, lose 50 pounds, then I can get this. Or when I reach this milestone, then I can get this. Those are just qualifiers and disclaimers. Those are just ego-based stories that are keeping you held into this little box that you've been put in. Okay? Spirit loves adventure. Spirit loves everything new and creative and fun. Ego loves the mundane. Ego loves routine. Ego loves the little box that's cozy and comfortable and dark and boring, okay? So give yourself permission to just give that that possibility. And then say, all right, peeps, what's the next step? And get excited and just be open and receptive to that next step. And it's going to be a baby step, just like the illustration with the lamp, okay? Just like the illustration with the lamp. I have a dark room. What do I need? I need light. Oh, okay, boom. I want a lamp. Okay, what kind of a lamp? I didn't want a tower lamp like this. I wanted something a little cuter. So I got really specific. This is my price range. I don't want it too small. So I started to take the baby steps. What kind of a lamp? Well, actually, what kind of light? I need a lamp. Okay. Again, these are the baby steps. How emotionally charged this thing that you want to manifest is up to you. If it's too emotionally charged, change your story. How you do that? Literally write it out, pick it apart as you want to know it, as you want to live it, as you want to embody it. But you got to give yourself permission to just pick it apart, and you've got to give yourself permission to change your reality. And this is how you manifest a new story. This is how you manifest a new reality, is to just call yourself out on your own bullshit excuses. And everybody has them. I am not immune. Seriously, I do this daily. On the daily, I have 3 journals that I use to pick apart my on why some and all the stuff that I want to manifest every day. I write down stuff on what I want to manifest. Boom. And if there's any stories, I've got another journal. I'm like, okay, this is a story about this. Let it all out, pick it apart, and then I change it. I do the work, and I know that you can do it too. That's why you're here. That's why you're here. So if you want to learn how to manifest with grace and ease and with vigor and with laser precision, using your intuition, like I said, I would recommend that you join my psychic development program, because in that program, you will learn to master your intuition. Like I said before, when you master your intuition, life is no longer a guessing game. You truly can have that clear connection to source energy and that clear connection to your high self on a daily basis, on a moment-to-moment basis. Okay, so click join the class. You can pay, which I'm super freaking pumped about. Yari says, I have to get to class. Everyone have a great day. Thank you, Flora. Yay, you're very welcome, Yari. Click the link. Join the class. Pamela, amen, sister, absolutely. All right, so what other questions do you all have for me? I will post the links in the comments below again. Ahead and click the links. If you're interested in certified track, go ahead and click certified. We have payment plans. You can pay in full, or you can do the payment plan. We've made it super, super affordable for everyone to join. If you want to do the non-certified, go ahead and click the non-certified. If you're not quite sure, if it's a hell yes, but you're not quite sure what you want to do as far as certified or non-certified, click the more info link. The difference between the certified and non-certified, the non-certified is 50% of the price of the certified, because the certified, you do have 10 classes. The non-certified, you have 8 classes. The certified, you have to turn in homework and that whole shebang. Non-certified, you don't have to turn in homework. The cool part, if you are a parent and you want to bring your kids through the program with you, I guess you can bring all of your children under the age of 18 with you through the program, so that you all can learn to master your intuition on your own. If they're over 18, they're considered an adult, then they need to enroll themselves. But all of your children that are under the age of 18 are eligible, and they can, if you want them to, go through the program with you free of charge. That's how committed I am to having everyone learn how to use their intuition, because it's that important. It is so important we learn to master our intuition. And when you do it as a youngster, life is so much easier. So much easier. Pamela says, thank you for everything and for being you. You are so very welcome, Pamela. Thank you for showing up, and click the link to find out more and also to join the program. All right. Okay, everyone, that is all the time that we have for now. Go ahead and click the link. Today, midnight. Actually forgot to say this. We have an early bird bonus available for those of you who do join today. Through midnight tonight, you will get a free session with myself to use for either coaching, a reading, or both. It's up to you how you choose to use your session with myself, but that is the early bird bonus. So if you enroll today, you will have the opportunity. Well, actually, you get a bonus. So that is the early bird bonus. Join. Grab your early bird bonus, and I'll see you on the other side. You are very, very welcome, Ashley. Mwah. Bye, everyone. I love you. Hell yes. Click the link. This is awesome. We're going to do this together. All right. Mwah. I love you all. Bye.